Studios locations across the state of Florida, right there in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Go check them out. It is International Diamond Center Studios. Also, don't forget Comfort Temp Heating and Air is your number one local HVAC company. Professional technicians keep you informed throughout the entire project. Visit them at comforttemp.com. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise. We got Buddy Martin today. We'll have former Gator wide receiver Reidel Anthony, second portion of today's program. Let's go straight to the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp, and we are joined by good old Buddy Martin. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Shane. It's football week. We got some football. I'm sitting here thinking about all these opening weeks I've been through. Shane, I mean, I've been covering football since Methuselah was around. And I was thinking this morning about how you feel at the beginning of the season. Most people are automatically optimistic and hopeful, but there's certain seasons and years when that first game rolls around where you begin to tingle and think about the possibilities that exist. And such was the season, my first year of following Florida way back in 1960 when I was in college. I remember Ray Graves arriving there, and I remembered all the other seasons. I was going to ask you, do you remember your anticipation or your anticipatory situation in 1990 when you became the starting quarterback for the Florida Gators? What was that like?
Well, obviously, we were very excited. We had a lot of distractions that year with the Gainesville student murders. We were the only people on campus at that time. They
That's
decided
right, Shane. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
they decided to play the game, and people came back for that. So it's kind of a way to get people's mind off what was going on. But I mean, I tell people all the time as a player, if you don't have butterflies or nervous, it means you don't care. I've never met a quality athlete that just is not nervous.
Yeah,
And coaches are nervous when they run out of that tunnel. So
yeah.
everybody in America, unless you played last week, has a lot of aspirations to have a tremendous year, win a championship. But a lot of teams' uh, dreams will come crashing to an end after game one.
Hey, Shane, could you just take it back there for a minute? Because I forget about the fact that you have some history too. I'm not the only one. What was that like in 1960 when those Coeds were murdered and no one knew who did it and the guy was out there running loose? What was that like, Shane?
Well, like I said, we were the only people on campus. We
Well, the
lived in Young Hall.
murderer was eventually caught,
Yeah,
but he was
yeah,
loose and it was people were scared to death.
yeah. It was pretty scary. I ain't gonna lie. I don't remember a whole lot from it. I just know that they sent everybody home, pretty much, or they closed campus down, I should say. The only people on campus were us, like practicing football and living in the dorm. So it was a terrible situation, and yeah, just I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
Um,
Was,
we had to do a documentary on it this past summer. They asked me all kinds of questions. I couldn't remember a lot of stuff. I know a lot of the other players do, but I didn't. So
you have a
um,
way of blocking things out.
I
I know,
guess, or
and
sometimes, or
that's
concussions make you forget things too, buddy.
well, that too. But I know that Bradshaw had that great ability. You talk about, I'll just talk about, when you want your defensive backs to have no memory, they want to have no recall because they get burned. They got to forget about it and move on. So you've always had that mentality. Let's get the next play in, right? Let's go.
Yeah, Gator Met says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, the band did not go home in 1990. All right. Well, I don't know. The band didn't live together. I guess that's what I'm saying. I felt like we were the only people on campus because, we had to live in the dorm right there in the
Don
stadium.
Hall.
Jan Hall, nothing like it. Nothing like it. I got a lot of text here about sad Kyle Trask got cut. No big deal. He'll get picked up. I was telling you last night, buddy, I was cut 6 or 7 times in my career. It happens.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
happens all the time.
I guess
Uh,
it's just that the guy was such a darling of the team and the way he rescued the team and came out of nowhere and had such good feelings about it. We thought the program had been turned around. We had great hope for Kyle. He just walked into a buzzsaw. I mean, how do you get any reps when you play behind those guys? Tom Brady
yeah.
won, of course, and now Baker Mayfield, one of the hottest quarterbacks in college. And I got to be honest, I didn't think he looked that great the other night. What little I saw him play, he wasn't real sharp because this whole game is timing. But yeah, Kyle Trask, it's kind of sad. A lot of Gators feel like he never got a chance, but that's just the way the cards are dealt, like you said.
That's the National Football League. They know. I mean, if they want you to play, they're going to play you. And there is not a damn thing wrong with what Kyle Trask has done since he's been there. I talked with Pete Prisco about this the other day on my show. He and I both agree Kyle will never be a starter in the league. He'll be a backup. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Text on the Titan Mark text line. This is from, I'm not sure who it's from. It says, I used to be a big fan of Pyburn and was disappointed when he left. I wanted to keep rooting for the kid, but I noticed he keeps taking jabs at the Gators. Have you noticed the same? I don't follow it a lot. I mean, now he plays for LSU. It is what it is. I think he's a decent college football player. I don't think he's an every down player. I think he's very limited in the passing situations. We saw that here. He's a good player against the run, though.
Talked
So
about it in
we'll
the
see
show
him
last
in a few
night.
weeks.
You brought up, I brought up the point that it's one thing to go on, and to pursue things. And God bless if you got a better deal, go take it and you'll see. But what it was he kind of spit in the eye, Gator fans, when he said, I've gained all this muscle. And unlike my previous school, he didn't have to say that, and I think that was kind of a little dig that didn't have to be. But like you say, he probably isn't an every down player. Where would he fit in Florida? He wouldn't be able to play on third down in Florida.
Um, Tommy says, are y'all doing Inside the Huddle? Yeah, it's today actually, at noon, on WRUF. You can
Saw
look.
it last week, and Steve was back. It was a good show last week.
Yeah, yeah,
Coaches Steve.
yeah. Another text here on the Titan MR text line from the 407 says, good morning, Shane. A few days ago, you said DJ's arm is hurt from throwing non-contact. Does that mean he doesn't have the best throwing motion? No, what I said was his shoulder injury is from wear and tear. It's not from a collision, falling on it, whatever. So we all know he has shoulder issues. Eventually it's going to have to get fixed. Um, he has a very long throwing motion. He drops the ball way down, which puts a lot of stress on your shoulder. I mean, everybody has their own way of throwing. I don't know why he has shoulder issues because it came from high school.
He comes from way down. That ball comes.
Yeah, he
You
dropped it way down by his
were taught
latest.
that ball by your ear by the HBC. I have it up here, right?
Yeah. Um, this is a text. We'll bring this one up when JC's here. All right, buddy. We are any more thoughts today? I think all the NFL teams have to get down, cut their teams down by 4 o'clock. So you'll see more people being released. I don't know who all was released. I know Desmond Watson was released. I don't think that's much of a surprise. Kyle was a little bit of a surprise, but I think it would not surprise me if he's not signed in Jacksonville or because he has or the Carolina Panthers. Those are the two teams I think is going to sign Kyle Trask because two coaches that coached him in the league are now the head coaches of those two franchises.
Mm.
And it's
Yeah,
usually about who you know.
I think Graham Mertz got a good chance of making it. That'd be nice. And
He's got a chance. If not, he'll be a practice squad guy, I would
yeah,
think.
he's a good. He's making a little money. It's nice. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry for Kyle. Kyle's one of my favorite players, and I wish he would have made it to Tampa. It just wasn't to be, as you said. I think you're a little rough on Des Watson. We talked about it last night. I understand your position, but I think he brought a lot of joy to people. They just
I totally agree with that 100%, buddy,
yeah.
but he's a liability on the football field.
Well, I thought he played it well at times last year. I know she never did, but that's okay. That's just that's just a matter of flavor of ice cream. No, I'm really excited about the college football weekend, and we said last night what a great weekend it's going to be, and not just on Saturday. We got Notre Dame, Miami, and it's a solid weekend of college football. It's going to be fun. And Shane, I estimate I'll watch probably all 12 hours on Saturday and most of what I see the rest of the time. I'm not going to be watching too much NFL games this weekend. It's college football, and
No NFL games this weekend, buddy. You're
oh, they're not any on Monday night at all. Okay,
nope.
good. I'm glad. Let them go away for a while. Uh, but let me just ask you a question. If I asked you what was Florida's all-time record in football, how close could you come?
I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, I couldn't even guess. I don't even know how many games we played. Tell me how many games we've played, buddy.
They played. We got to do the math now. 1,200.
I would say we played 1,200.
Well, let me do my math here. Hold on a second. It's
I'm gonna
11.
go. I'm gonna go like 700 wins, 558 losses.
Good, it's a good guess. But it's 741 and lost 441 games. 37 ties. That's what's amazing. Tie. You forget we had ties.
Yeah.
Shane, I was thinking about you had a big chunk of that, but you really, when you boil it down, you only had about what, 35 of those, maybe?
Uh, 9, 18. Well, I have 28 of the wins
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. Well,
and about 2, 6, 8 of the losses, I think.
Shane, you only had 28 wins. That's right. You only played 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Only 3 years.
Yeah. So anyway, I just looked that
And we
up.
only played 11 games, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played 12 unless it was a bowl game, I think.
No bowl game your first year. So there you go. But, we know that Billy's 19 and 19, right? That's his career. That's his record there right now. Um, and going back to the years when we were optimistic in September, I remember I told you when I was in college, I remember Spurrier's senior year. We were all very optimistic about that in '66. 1990 was your year. Like you said, a lot going on there with the murders on campus. And I'll be honest with you, actually, 2018 in Mullen, I think there were some good feelings about what he might do there, don't you think?
2018, yeah. Yeah.
So it started off right. What happened to him, Shane? What exactly happened to him?
I don't have the answer to that.
What do you think happened?
I don't think the locker room was great. Obviously, I mean, did we recruit at the level we needed to? Probably not. Um, I don't know the answer.
Well, there's a feeling that that he couldn't get the guys in he wanted. I mean, it started out to be a honeymoon, looked like it's going to be a pickup of the Mervyn Meyer days, and now he just didn't get it done. But that was the last good feeling we had. And then we had Billy, we had pins and needles for the last few seasons, and now it's back to being good again, Shane. I hear more Gator fans talking about how before they just all wishing, now they feel confident that this is going to be different. And, maybe it will be different. And it seems to be. What's different about this year? Well, by the way, Florida has a new president. Do you know that?
I think he's an interim president, isn't he?
Yes, but he's the only one we got. Donald Landry. He was New York president in New York City. In Columbia was there over there. It says here's when asked about U.S. success in athletics, Landry pointed out he runs for 400 meters, and he was in Gainesville in March to compete in the World Masters Athletics Indoor Championships. Hmm. Okay, well, I guess whatever. So, yeah, so he's interim. He does, by the way, a brilliant guy. He holds 50 patents. So things are going there well. Not anyway. A new president, even if he is if he's I don't know if he'll have any effect on the football program, but he's
Nah.
do have somebody.
Real quick on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Michael asked, morning QB, great picture behind you. Did you take it? My son took this fishing actually. That is the goal. Back when he was in college a few years ago. So I like that
What's he
picture.
doing, Shane?
He graduated from the building construction program here, which is the #1 program in America,
Yeah,
and he's making a lot of money in South Dakota.
good for him. South Dakota, Black Hills.
Well, he lives on the border of South Dakota, North Dakota, so
Does
he works in both on some projects there. Um, Rodney wants to know what happened. This is Facebook Live brought to you by Mello. What happened to us when we played Notre Dame in the bowl game? Well, we kicked too many field goals. We kicked 5 field goals. Our Reds, they dropped two, they rushed two and dropped nine into coverage. Honestly, I should not have been playing in that game. I just came off knee surgery and a high ankle sprain. Um, didn't even practice. But it took Lou Holtz about a quarter and a half to figure out that we were missing four starters on defense, a lot of walk-on frat boys playing linebacker, and Jerome Bettis just ran it right down our throat.
Us ran over you.
And we had a lot of fun in New Orleans. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie. Uh,
Can do that there.
yeah. So, um, Andy says, Shane, last Friday the Gainesville High QB was school's first QB to have over 300 yards of offense. Do you know who that QB was in 2018? Yeah, I do. It was my kid. He's the all-time leading passer there, and in Alachua County too, I think.
Really?
Possibly. Jeff says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mello, who's the better backup QB, Anthony Richardson or Kyle Trask? Kyle Trask, not even close.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Somebody here,
I
I'm
want to
gonna
know
get
about
your.
LIU now I've done all this research.
You did what?
What do you want to know about LIU now that
Well,
I've
what I was going to do is I was going to ask you here your thoughts, what Ryan says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. He says, Shane, there's not much we can take away from the LIU game. Is there anything to at all to look that you think we could take away from this game Saturday? I'll let you go first, buddy.
well, it's the first game, and it's a game, and it's against the other guys in different colored uniforms, and you don't expect to play poorly. We said last night that we talked about it on the show. What are your expectations, and what do you hope to see? We talked about lining up right and all those things that you need to do, whether it's routes on air or whatever. Just execute the plays and do what you play. We expect to see all four quarterbacks, maybe. By the way, and Long Island University, formerly CW Post, coached by Ron Cooper. You know him, Shane?
Yeah, Ron Cooper was on Coach Spurrier's staff at
Right.
South Carolina.
There are 8 or 9 Floridians on that team. There's a kid from Buchholz on there.
No.
Defensive back.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Nelson.
I think Victor Nelson used to be on there. I don't think he's
That's
on that
Victor.
team
Well,
anymore.
okay, well, he's on the roster. I looked it up. He may be
Interesting.
on now. I'm
I know
not
he
sure.
went there. I know he went there out of high school, but I thought he transferred to Air Force.
He may have, but all I know is I went and looked up the roster, and that's the names I saw. So you
Hmm.
never know. But you're probably right. He probably is gone. They're in the Northeast Conference. Guess how big their home stadium is?
It's smaller than in most high school stadiums that we play in around here.
6,000 Bethpage. So it's a little different. Like you said, it very likely is the worst opponent, least opponent for us.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not taking shots at Long Island, the Sharks, but they are the worst team
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, you would know the history better than me, but in my lifetime as a Gator, there's no comparison. Worst team we've ever played. Um, Text here on the Titan our text line. Brody says, "How do you think Tyreek Sapp is going to look this year?" Well, he looks. I've said this multiple times, Brody. Uh, the defense and the front seven to me is going to make or break the year we want to have. I just think it's crucial for that. Kevin also here on the Titan our text line wants to know how is LIU going to stop ball? They're not. They're not going to stop any running back.
Yeah. Yeah, we
We
talked
will
about
run for
the
a lot of yards in this game.
sorry. I wanted to bring up the age because Billy made a point of bringing it up yesterday. So he thinks that room was the best looking one right now, the inside backer. I guess what is the outside backers anyway. He thinks that's the strongest. Now, that's saying something. We know about Tyreek Sapp, obviously. McCray, I guess, is hurt. George Combs. He had a heck of a year. You saw him, Shane. Came out of kind of nowhere. They feel like they got 3 or 4 guys on the edge, and that's the very position you were criticizing a couple of years ago. They do have help there. And the other thing was he loves his linebacker room. Those
Yeah.
young linebackers are really good. So I don't know how good they are, but they look like they're the best we've seen in a while. And you're going to get your wish. You're going to get off the field once in a while.
They're going to get off the field a lot Saturday.
Oh yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
This Saturday. It'll be good just for game day tailgating.
Mm-hmm.
This is the game to bring your youngins to, even
Right.
though it's a night game. Um,
Make sure you have a good TV somewhere with everybody because
I
you
have
know,
multiple
yeah,
TVs watching the other games.
yeah,
It's a shame. This would be a running clock type game.
yeah,
But
sure.
I was thinking, people's like, well, we got to score 70, which, it's hard to score 70 in today's world because the way the clock
Right.
operates now, it's
Stop and go.
different because it's just like the NFL. It continually runs even when you go out of bounds as soon as they spot the
I don't
ball.
like that rule. I don't like it.
But I don't like the rule either, but people bitch and complain about how long games take. I've never understood that. Why do people care how long a sporting event takes place?
I don't know. Maybe they're
You're
budgeting.
buying the ticket to go watch the game.
Yeah. Go
If
see some
you're not
ball,
wanting
man.
to be there for a
Yeah.
certain amount of time, then don't go.
Yeah.
I've never understood it.
I'd like to know how many games people are going to watch. We know the favorite games. I have an idea. I know what you talked about last night. Obviously, the noon game with Ohio State and Texas. One of the greatest opening games ever. And I'm looking for it. And of course, the LSU Miami game. It's going to be good. And then the LSU Clemson game. And then Miami Notre Dame right on Sunday. Is that Sunday night?
Miami Notre Dame is Sunday night. Yes. People are asking how they can watch this game. I think you have to have the SEC Network Plus. It's not on the regular SEC Network. I think you got to have the Plus.
Is it on
Meaning,
SEC Network? Oh,
do it. Say that again, buddy.
is it just on the SEC Network?
No, no, it's not. You have
Hmm.
to have the Plus.
Well, I got the plus, and I wrote it down to make sure I had the correct. They said, let's see what they say here about it. You go ahead and talk. I looked it up, and I thought it said SEC Network. Maybe it didn't. It's so confusing today.
It's,
No,
it, it, I'm about 1,000% sure it's the SEC Network
so
Plus. There's
yeah.
no way in hell they're putting this game on regular cable.
Shane, have you figured out exactly what they mean when you talk about your all-in-one ESPN? I haven't figured that out yet.
I don't watch ESPN unless there's a football game
Oh,
on.
there is. You're right. It's SEC plus. It's a 7 o'clock game, just so you know, not 7:30.
Yeah.
I just said that.
But here, a lot of people probably aren't going to be able to watch it, so you might as well turn on the radio and listen to me and Sean.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Although this is going to be one of those games where you're probably like talking about next week's game and the following week's game.
Yeah, yeah. What's your game plan when you go into a game like that?
Buddy, my approach to every game is the same because I'm not the play-by-play guy. So as the color analyst, all I have to do is talk about what's happening on that play,
Fill in the blanks.
pretty much.
Do you do any prep at all, Shane?
No, I watch enough sports and I know our team well enough. Now
Yeah,
it's going to be hard Saturday night because there's going to be a lot of guys playing that won't be playing the rest of the year.
yeah.
Like, they're going to throw number 36 out there, and I'll be like, we'll have to be like, who's number 36?
Yeah.
So
Well, listen, you're going to start a lottery on exactly when DJ comes out of the game.
I think he needs to play the whole first half.
I don't think you will.
I think he will. Whenever Meyer wanted to introduce his high quality tequila to the Gator Nation, he made sure to get it to the HBC and his team at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill and Dorn's Liquors. Go beyond with smooth Los Landeros tequila. But the reason I think he needs to play, he needs to play. He hasn't played enough
Yeah.
football.
No, I agree. But how much there's a point where it's not worth going, not taking a chance. So when you
But
reset,
but again, I still, you can ask Coach Spurrier this. I don't know one coach that I ever played for that was concerned about people getting hurt, right? I mean,
I,
Jake Slaughter has a better chance of getting hurt than DJ does because he's in the trenches, actually getting hit every play.
well, that would be a loss now. That
Right.
would,
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you
yeah,
know, our left guard or Miles Graham, everybody has a chance of getting hurt when they run out of that tunnel to play football.
yeah.
It's just part of it. Again,
But not to get hurt.
remember, none of DJ's injuries had anything to do with contact.
Yeah, you're right. And when you try not to get hurt, that's when you get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. North Florida Bear says, I think Shane has an inside source. I don't. I have no idea how long DJ is going to play. If I were the head coach, I would play him for a half because he needs to
I'd
play.
play for the first quarter in the series.
Yeah,
Give him
but
about,
buddy, first quarter may be two drives. He needs to play.
oh, well, let's just say there is no set time. Maybe he gets 3 drives. I don't know. And he looks good enough. The coach says, okay, I've seen enough. Let him get out of there.
Well, he's going to look fine because there are going to be dudes running wide open.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a monster game from Jaden Bow. Like he'll go for 200 yards.
All right, buddy, who you got on your program tonight?
Let's Lauren met us tonight with Rob Brown. They'll be bringing you some good stuff. Always have good interviews tonight on the program. Buddy Martin Show. Check us out on YouTube.
Real quick before you go, buddy, this day in sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life at Campus USA Credit Union. We're a proud member of Steve Spurrier Banks. 1939, buddy.
Yeah, good year.
First Major League Baseball telecast on W2XBS. The Cincinnati Reds defeated the Brooklyn Dodgers in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Did you watch that?
I did not. I wasn't old enough to watch that.
I'm teasing.
But I did watch listen to a lot of baseball. It was the game back when I grew up. It was the game.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Have a good week.
Thank you,
Enjoy the
Shane.
game.
Thanks
We'll
for having me
recap it
on.
all next week.
Thank you. You have a great game.
That's
See
Buddy
ya.
Martin. Join us on the Titan and More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Quick timeout. Come back. We'll be joined by Reidel Anthony. You're watching and listening to PodUp with Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back. Our premium sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, QC Kinetics, UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute, JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Los Linderos Tequila. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sporting Goods, Comfort Temp, Electronics World, Florida Victorious, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Meals Cheesesteak, Celebrate Primary Care, Dowling Sign, Gator Bait Media, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Nest and Wow, MG&A Wealth Management. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the podcast whenever on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. To become a sponsor, call my man Freddie at 352-284-3733.
I'm tired of you living in pain, and I want you to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees, back, shoulders, and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Stop putting it off. Call now and schedule your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages. 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. The Pouncey Twins provide all of Gator Nation with the highest quality liqueurs made by JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs. Find your favorite flavors at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Back to the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. We're joined by old number 15, Reidel Anthony. What's up, Reidel? You're the real number 15, right?
Yes, I agree. I saw the countdown and, they had Tebow there. I'm like, wow, I was there before him, but hey, you got to get to who they consider Jesus. So I go ahead and give it to him.
That's right. Speaking of, you ever had any of the Pouncey Twins liqueurs?
No, I haven't. I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, they're in the liquor business. They're doing real well.
Oh, wow.
So Reidel, you're down in Tampa. You train a lot of athletes. Your wide receiver camp where you train them is called Why Not Me, but talk about what you're doing down in Tampa right now, and if there's any people in that area, they can come be trained by Reidel Anthony.
Oh yeah. So for the last, I don't know, going on 15 years, I've been training from kids all the way up to NFL prospects and NFL players. So right now, I do some training out of my homeboy facility, the compound, Yo Murphy. And I also, with Tampa being so big, I utilize all the parks. So it's easier for the parents to, get to me. So they can reach me on all of my social media platforms. And I think it's at Reidel Anthony 15. And just DM me and we can make stuff happen. Just don't like to set one place particular unless it's raining like this week it is. But to make it convenient for them, I try to meet them halfway.
Let me ask you this, Reidel, because I trained quarterbacks for a while, some youngsters, not like how you do. I mean, parents would call me, but after I worked with them a couple of times, sometimes I had to tell mom and dad, look, your kid needs to go play another position. Are you pretty honest with some of your parents? Now, I would think most kids that come to you, they can run, but you got some that you just say, you need to go find another position. You're not elusive enough to play wide receiver. Have you told anybody that yet?
No, I really haven't had to tell anyone that because with some of my kids, they play both ways. So I actually do receiver and little DB drills with them, when we work out, if they ask. But yeah, I am very honest now. You know that much about me. And, I tell them the truth and, what they need to work on and the ways they're going to develop. And, just as well as I do, it ain't just the time they spend with us. It's doing this stuff on their own when they're not with us. So they get more reps at it. But yeah, no, I haven't had to do anyone like that. Tell them just switch positions that brutally. Maybe from receiver to tight end, but no, not just switch up everything.
We got a text here from Tom here in Gainesville. He says, Reidel, the receiving core of these true freshmen, people are very excited about. Have you ever worked with any of them?
No, I haven't. I've met, obviously a couple of them, but no, not off the top of my head. Dallas, I used to go to their high school, Tampa Bay Tech, all the time and go and watch their practice and help out a little bit. But if I did, he would have been maybe like a freshman or sophomore. But even back then, he was a heck of a ball player his freshman year at Tech because all the coaches, that's all they raved about. They normally keep them a pretty good receiver at that school, and they were talking about him since his freshman year. So I followed him quite a bit.
Alan on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, Reidel, what was your most memorable game as a Gator?
Oh man, so many. I can't even. It's hard to even just pinpoint one game. I'll say that just the '96 season, because it was a special season, and all those games we played in, we were favored and to go out and execute, except for one blemish, week in and week out. I would say the entire season. I just can't say a game.
Yeah, I'm with you. There were so many damn good ones back in those days, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
We got a text here on the Titanmar text line. I can pull it up. I just lost it. Not sure who this is from. Says, ask Reidel about jumping into the stands in a playoff game in Lake Wales in high school. We came back and beat them. That Bell Glades team is one of the best. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, do I? No, people in Polk County won't, let that go. So So yeah, it was unfortunately me and Fred last high school game. We played Lake Wells. Our first play from scrimmage. NJ won audible to a go route from our 5 yard line. So he did a 3-step drop and do what he's supposed to do, just throw it out there. And I caught it, went the rest of the way, jumped the fence, and ate some of somebody who was at the game popcorn who was sitting right there. So yeah, it's a true story. It's on YouTube. You can look it up.
That's funny. Reed, I wanted to ask you because you train a lot of guys in the NFL, wide receivers and stuff, and sometimes you'll be on Twitter and you'll see these kids posting their releases and they're making like 25 moves at the line of scrimmage. Um, I just laugh at them sometimes. Talk about like how important it is when and like route running, you know, sometimes you got to do a few moves here and there, but sometimes it's just like a stick here or there. Coach Spurrier made it
Yeah.
so simple. Is that kind of what you
Yeah.
teach?
Yeah. I'm still in Coach Spurrier and Coach Dixon, ways of teaching the position. Let's get going. All that dancing at the line of scrimmage, that messes up the timing, for your quarterback. And our job is to get to the area, however you get there. But if you're doing all this, all that extra stuff, no one's getting fooled by that. And yeah, it looks good when it's nobody out there, just you. And if you got a cone or hurdle, whatever's down there, that thing is not punching back. So you running up on it, doing all your dancing. Well, we know those linebackers are taught, don't let you inside. You can do all that you want. They just going to stand there and look at you and try to get their hands on you. And that's the one thing I see they don't teach. You're going to teach them doing all the moves, you better have them ready to fight. So teach them to use their hands. They need to use their hands along with their feet. But yeah, I don't teach that stuff there. I'm more of a let's get into your route. Speed release, a 1-2, a 1-2-3 in, a 1-2-3-4 in, whatever rhythm at the line. But let's make sure if he's giving, we're keeping that leverage on him and keeping that gap close. You don't want to give him too much room to cut us off. But no, I'm with you. I do not teach or care about all that. And then at the top of the route, Shane, they do all that moving. Then their arms go dead. Then they just spin in a circle at the top of their route.
Yeah.
So now they stuck in their route after taking forever to get there. Now their arms drop. Now they spinning. Now the ball comes. Now they trying to catch the ball instead of receive it. Their hands are down by their waist. So now they got to do more useless movement by bringing their hands up. Instead of, like Coach Spurrier taught us, keep your arms moving all the way through the break. So now when the ball comes, you just receive it because your hands are in that position.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go on and on. I know we ain't got that much time. But yeah, something like that. And no, I do not teach that. And
Text on the Titanamar text line from Brad in Memphis, Tennessee. He wants to know who was the fastest between you, Quezzy, and Ike.
Quezzy.
Quezzy was faster than you?
Yeah, I say Quezzy. Not by much, a step or so. Quezzy could go. And if I get a good start, I'll beat him. But if we come out together, he'll get it by a step.
Daryl on the
It don't look like.
Go ahead.
Okay. I said it don't look like he was running, but that little joker was covering some ground.
Yeah. Daryl on the Titanamar text line says, Reedell, you gave us Gator fans swagger when we walked in the stadium. Speaking of that, what would you say is your best we may have some young or young people who didn't get to watch you play. But you would have been penalized multiple times after scoring touchdowns in today's world. What it was your best touchdown celebration in your mind?
My first one, up in the Georgia Dome, and I pulled out the shotgun.
The
I'll say
shotgun.
that was my best one.
Yeah, the shotgun was a good one, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'll say that was my best one. But you know, I was on what not to do, the NCAA video every year, and Coach Spur used to point it out. All right, Reedell, you're on here again. I see if we can't make it next year. You know, I'd be so sarcastic with you.
Right.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
Looking, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no, I was saying you're right. I definitely have been penalized for sure, because I was on the video every year.
Yep, taking helmets off, shotguns, all that kind of stuff.
But everybody took helmets off back then, Shane.
They did.
You know that.
They did.
Especially the hurricane.
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you a question about the Gators this year. Obviously, there's a lot of high expectations with DJ Lagway, quarterback, and as we talked about, that young receiving crew that they have, they look the part. What are your expectations from the Gators this year?
I'm expecting big things. I think they have put together a pretty solid roster. And, you know, the one thing I see that in the receiver room, especially, we have more exciting players. Kind of like what you said, one podcast I saw you doing. We have guys that can go 80, 85 now, you know, where I felt like in the last 2 years, we didn't have that big play threat besides Wilson that you get it to him, you can make 1 or 2 people miss and go 80. And we both know that that is the offensive coordinator's best friend, a kid that can go 80 yards, one play, 80 yards, shoot, you look like the best OC in the world. And that would definitely help us, you know, with big plays. I was trying to sustain, you know, 6, 7 or more play drives in any level of football is difficult. So just having that more explosiveness on the outside to go along with a very good running game, you know, got with 2, 3 back. And if the O-line can stay healthy, you know, dude, I told people I definitely see no less than 8 wins if they can stay healthy and that receiving core can develop.
I agree with that. There's no better friend for a quarterback than throwing a slant or a shallow cross and it turning into an 80-yard gain. And we got some dudes that can do that now. Reedell, a couple more minutes here with Reidel Anthony on the Titan MR hotline. Joe on the Titan MR text line wants to know, do you think Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State is the best college receiver you've ever seen?
Ooh, ever seen? See, that's a tough one there. You say ever seen. Gosh.
Yeah, it's hard to say that, but he's pretty damn good.
He is pretty. Oh, he is. Hey, he is great.
I think he's the best player in America.
Oh, no doubt, hands down, that he is. And yeah, he's that new quarterback best friend, and you need to marry him because that kid gonna make him look so good so many times this year. It's gonna be crazy. But that I ever seen, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I say he's up there.
I agree. Robert on the Titan MR text line wants to know, has Kwesi ever tried to get you to become his receiver coach at Manatee?
Oh, no. No, we never talked about it. You know, that's close to from where I live to where he is, about an hour and 15-minute drive, and that ain't gonna happen every day. But if I live closer, he wouldn't have to ask. I would definitely do it.
Yeah. Um, we got another text here on the Titan MR text line. This is from Jimmy. He wants to know, have you met and spoken with Coach Napier, and what are your thoughts of Coach Napier?
Yeah, I met Coach Napier a couple of times, and he's like it's hard to describe. He don't come up. He don't talk very much. He, you know, he's pretty just like chill and stern. I guess he's a cool dude. You know, seems like a player's coach. Not overly. I don't think he's overly serious, but he's locked in. The few times I met him, he's been locked in. I guess it was some football stuff going on. I don't know, but personality wise, seems like a good person to me.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Andy's question for you on Facebook Live, brought to you by Metal Law. It says, was the 52-yard pass to Jack Jackson your only college pass?
Yes.
What
Yep,
play
that
was
was
that? Nine double pass?
no reverse
Oh,
pass. Oh, we had been running reverse my freshman year. Then we got in the Sugar Bowl. So Spurrier put that in off of the reverse.
okay.
Hey, if you go back and see it, you'll be proud of saying I stood in the pocket and took a big shot from a DN underneath the chin and still completed my pass.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you
Yeah.
this. What kind of route did Jack run?
He was running up post.
Post route. Okay, so you threw your little post route. Okay, stood in the pocket. I'll
Yeah,
have to check that one out.
yeah, I threw a post route. We would have scored if I would have got that pressure, right in my face.
Yeah, that's
I would
not
have put
fun.
it out there more.
That's the pressure in your face is not fun at all.
Not at all. Hey, believe me. When I took that lick, I was like, boy, this why I don't play quarterback.
All right, last thing for you here. Text on the Titan War text line for Scott. He wants to know, what are your thoughts on your Tampa Bay Bucks this year?
Oh, that's a tricky one. Why we got to end be the last question about the Bucks, but Bucks gonna be good. They're gonna be real good. Even though they lost, the left tackle, he's gonna be hard to replace. But they can switch up the protection. And I mean the Bucks, they returned a lot on defense and they added a rush in, I think. The Bucks they definitely probably win the division. Them or Atlanta. That should be a good duel first week. Yeah, a solid running game. I'm excited to see the receiver from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna make a huge difference for him. Cause I don't know if Godwin's completely healthy, but I say the Bucks win 11, 12 games.
Be a good year. All right, I'm going to ask you this question. If Reedell was still a youngster and you had your choice of what NFL team quarterback you can go play for right now, who are you choosing?
Ooh, that's quarterback or offense?
Well, offense, quarterback combination, I guess. If you had a choice
Yeah.
right now in your heyday to go play for an NFL team right now, who would it be?
Can we? All right. So I want to take the team, take Detroit, and move them to Atlanta or something. Just a better city. And I like golf.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take golf. I like his ball.
interesting.
Like I
Interesting.
like, you
He's a
know,
good one. He's a good one. I like the way Joe
he
Burrow
throws a
did
good.
that thing too.
Oh yeah, Joe Burrow be spinning it too.
He throws such a catchable ball.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Both of them.
Yeah.
Like now I was just explaining that somebody yesterday or Sunday, difference between throwing the ball on time or holding it, then trying to drill it. And now you're making it hard to catch because you're running full speed and the ball coming 100 miles an hour.
Right.
But like I say, Joe Burrows in golf, they anticipate. They just, like you say, just nice catchable, and now you're able to think about your run after the catch.
Exactly. Reidell, appreciate your time, my friend. Let everybody know one more time if they're looking to be trained by a tremendous wide receiver trainer, how they can get a hold of you.
I'm a social media platform. Reidel Anthony, all one, number 15.
There you have it.
Just DM me.
Perfect. Reidell, appreciate it, buddy. Hope we see you up here in Gainesville soon. Have a good week, man.
All right, do the same.
That's Reidel Anthony, old number 15 for the mighty Gators, one of the best wide receivers we ever had here. Join us on the Titan Memorial Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. Florida Crackers, the brand for original Floridians, great food and southern hospitality in the center of the universe, Brooksville, Florida, floridacracker.com. Appreciate everybody joining us. Thanks again to Reidell and Buddy. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Take care.